Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on WINNMedia 98.9. Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem, featuring Jade, Gwenisha Johnson.
Good morning.
I forget Grass and Crude.
I love that Kevon. It was full of style and class. That introduction. I think you should
Grass and Crude.
Should make that a staple at mornings.
Agreed.
Yeah, I know you would.
Of course.
How everybody doing?
Fair to body clothes today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's going on with you, Kevon?
Life.
Yeah.
Kevon says life.
Same.
Yeah, because we have life, so.
Once we have life.
So that's everybody.
Oh boy. What a day.
And it's just that.
I think that it is almost like since we're back out, each day feel like 3. Like a full and now feel like okay, I just did enough for 3 days.
Same.
Because I feel like it's Thursday or so. What? We have to get back to...
It needs to be Friday.
Huh?
But okay. So it needs to be Friday, but...
Yeah, the way it feels, that'll probably be tomorrow.
No rest for the weary. No. Some people had a nice 2 weeks off.
I know, right?
Some didn't.
So nice.
Yeah. Me know what Jade going on with you because she here fresh.
So what I mean?
Fresh here, fresh spirits, fresh feelings.
I missed the memo. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
I missed that memo for sure.
Well, it's another day in the beautiful twin island nation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
That it is.
I'm glad to be here. I am.
Okay.
I don't think anybody believe you, but okay.
I don't know why. You guys
wouldn't. Hit him with a side eye like, boy, okay.
Actually, I just feel the side eye puncture my carotid artery just now, right? Like,
I'm happy to be here.
there's wind to my neck.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you're happy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right.
Well,
I think that is even less believable than my initial statement, but okay.
You think that way?
Yeah.
Oh, guess what?
Oh, hear something. You hear that little bit of excitement there? It's getting
What
better.
a little bit of excitement.
What's happening?
I was just
boy.
going to tell you all the
Cables
kids have to go back to school tomorrow.
Well, that's what the people want.
Oh, that's true.
That's what the people
But
want.
at least the early childhood unit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can now take your little baby and your toddler that is terrorizing you at home to his teacher
Jade, why I feel like this is a personal statement?
It's not. My son isn't at home, so it's not. And I'm immune to his terrorism. I've learned to live with it. Yeah.
I mean, that's all you have
Sounds
to
really
do.
rough, man.
Yeah,
You know?
they are. I
My
feel
mother-
like because they're just so adventurous and they just want to like explore all the time. But you know, kids don't care about safety.
Safe what? What name, sir?
Exactly.
I'm
What's
invincible.
that? Is that the new toy?
Yeah,
I'm
but,
invincible.
but sons are fun. I've never had a daughter because I only have one child. However, yeah, sons are fun.
Wow.
Sons are
It's
just
a good campaign.
ball of energy.
By that does not sound enticing. But hey, in time.
Don't think that daughter is less energetic. I'm just saying, because there's some little girls that just
Terrorize
go.
themselves?
Yeah, on go as soon as they wake up.
Yeah, I might need
It's not how
to. I
we
might.
start our Tuesdays. We do not slander children.
I might
not
need
slandering
to.
them.
I might need to readjust my stance on child tranquilizers.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I have a very conservative stance as it stands now, but based on what Jade is telling me, I may have to do some soul searching where that is concerned.
The light. It's so bright today.
Can we just move on?
Yes, don't you see me trying?
Morning to the nation, all the kids listening, love you.
Sure.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
I've had a child point at me and yell stranger danger already. It is
She
one of
sensed it. Or he
It's-
sensed it.
it's one of the most unsettling feelings. I'm like, first
That would be
thing,
scary, eh?
bro, the first thing is just being accused of something before you've done anything or have any intention to do anything is scary in itself, especially by a child.
Boy.
The second thing that was very off-putting is, I know you, I see you literally every day.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
That's
Oh
crazy.
boy. She just was like, nah, I'm not dealing with Azem today.
Oh,
Let me
boy.
make a scene early.
All these false accusations.
What?
All these false accusations.
Are we talking about the kids still?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, all these false accusations. I haven't done anything. I guess she suspected that I was going to try and eat her finger as usual. So in order to try and combat that,
She was like, nah,
stranger danger.
I got something for you today.
I think one of the most interesting thing about children is when you do something once, you must never do it again. Because if you do it in succession, it's over for you.
Oh yeah,
Because now you're stuck doing it.
yeah. You can't
for the
stop
rest
again.
of the hangout.
You can't stop again.
Yeah,
this.
like especially if they're like nonsense, like you know them kids are just like you to swing them around,
All
throw
of
them
them.
all over the. Oh my
Right.
gosh.
All of them.
So
You
if
know?
you get them a toss up in the air,
A
just
toss
put them
up
down
in-
one time and walk away.
Bro,
No, they're gonna follow you.
just hold them around their chest and give them like that ballet dance dip.
Yeah.
It's over for you.
Well, you know
Kids
what
love
I've
nonsense.
learned? What I've learned is if you do it once, they're less likely to ask you to do it again.
That's not
But
true.
if you do it more than you're less
That's
likely.
not
No, that's not true.
Kevon, this is how it works. Let me
That's not
explain how it
true at
works.
all.
You do it once, they will ask you to do it again. If you refuse to do it again, the likelihood of them going on and on and on and asking for it is less. If you do it
Yeah,
more than
right.
once, then they're gonna ask for the next half an hour, and then you're stuck.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause-
because you just did it more than once, which shows me you're capable of doing it more than once. So now you need to continue doing it.
Yeah. 'cause
What?
I don't know.
What
I
is
don't know.
what he's saying?
Well, Azem looks like he's that uncle that all children like.
What? The children
They love you.
are afraid.
Strange danger.
When I asked the child, why are you calling me a stranger, she said, oh, you were going to try and eat my finger. I was like, I wasn't even trying to eat your finger today.
Today, she's accustomed to that behavior, so she's preparing her fight or flight kicked in early. Okay, so you can't be upset with her.
So as a man was go to jail for eating a finger,
Well,
no?
you know, so you go sometimes. People does go jail for less.
Aye?
Yeah. So,
Going on. Talk to us.
COVID.
Tea time.
Where you sleep?
Yeah.
mm,
That little
Okay,
thing
let's
is still
give you your-
happening.
yeah.
COVID's still a thing?
Yeah.
We still have to give you your little COVID briefings daily, you know?
We
That's
gave
what
them
we
the
do
one
here.
yesterday.
Yeah, something.
If I gave them one yesterday?
Yeah, so they had joy
No.
yesterday. Please tell them the number from yesterday. It was 0.
No, let's just not.
It was
Okay.
0.
No, but let's just go from today. Like,
That's not
let's not
helping.
dwell on the past.
Okay.
So this is the St. Kitts and Nevis COVID-19 situation report as of Monday, 12th July, 6 p.m. Confirmed cases in the last 24 hours is at 8. Active cases they're now at 135. Total number of cases between both St. Kitts and Nevis is 538. To split that up for you, there is 520 for St. Kitts and 18 for Nevis. Recovered cases stands at 400. So, that's good though, because last week the active numbers were, on the verge of 200. So we're getting closer to the 100 point, which is great. Seeing the decrease is always good for me.
Same.
So, and we see the confirmed case numbers staggering, but now we're in the single digits, which is great. Jade spoiled it, but Sunday's figures were 0. There was 0 confirmed cases. But let's keep in mind, and I want to make it clear.
When you said Jade spoiled it,
0.
it's almost like you were you got infected and like you were the one.
I tried to figure out what I do.
Spoil it.
All I did was say the figure.
Jade is not infected with COVID, people.
My God.
So confirmed cases in the last 24 hours does not mean there are cases that don't exist. Let's keep that in mind. So not because you see 0 means it's gallivanting time.
Reading is
Still
essential.
be on the watch.
Yeah.
Reading is essential. Confirmed cases in the last 24 hours means the ones that they found could have been that those were all, or the persons that needed to show up to be tested didn't. So let's still just be on our guard and keep our country clean and safe.
Keep our country clean, keep our country clean,
Yes.
keep our country clean.
I still want that song for my ringtone and nobody taking me on.
Aw. Sucks.
You got know somebody up at the sister station, probably.
Yeah.
Like everything. What did I think that there? Papa
Jade
George?
just,
Me know.
I believe it's Papa George,
No idea who that is, but I'm just happy to see single digits. What? Azem, I don't know.
You don't know who Papa George is?
No. You hear me say that just now?
What kind of life you been living?
I don't know who that is.
life of sin.
Kevon, who Papa George is? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Yeah, I never used to watch the sister station. And okay, obviously not. Okay.
Oh.
They are busy watching Disney also.
Yeah.
I never used to watch Disney.
Jade used to watch Disney.
No.
Jade used to watch Disney.
Cat-
Jade.
Cartoon Network was my jam.
I watch Disney as an adult because they have all of the movies that I like, aka the Avenger series. So
What?
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus ain't called. Disney Plus is
Disney Plus ain't code.
Disney, when we said Disney, we ain't talking about Disney Plus.
Oh, well, sorry.
Talking about Disney Channel.
Yikes. My bad.
Especially considering Disney Plus wasn't even around when we were kids.
Yeah. Somebody's saying, I don't think the number of cases matter as long as nobody is seriously ill. We have to live with COVID. Shouldn't panic anymore. To be honest, I don't think anybody is panicking anymore. I feel like everybody is relaxed now, or even if it's not them being relaxed, they're fed up. So it's like, it is what it is at this point. I saw plenty of people walking around without masks yesterday, and I was like, look at these brave souls. These brave souls.
I think we're at the point we like no matter which side of the fence you drop on in terms of the approach.
You're fed up.
No, not that you're fed up,
Oh man. Sorry.
It's like, okay, if you hear the vaccinated saying, well, we vaccinate, so who ain't want to get vaccinated, that's their business. Gotta deal with it. Then the people who probably ain't fully on the vaccination train for whatever reason, to me, they make a decision to deal with the risk of getting COVID. So I think that's a place that both sides can find some common ground.
Yep. In the deeds.
That's what it's looking like to me.
In the deeds.
Rolling in the deep.
And I feel like we've gotten there based on it's been a process to get to this point, but I think that's kind of where we are now.
Yep. What has it been, like a year and months? Yeah, I think we. Yeah.
Different people shift up. Different people been shifting up their position. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's your COVID update. So moving on. So because I'm waiting for a certain somebody to tell me they're fed up of hearing about COVID.
Don't talk about your friend like that. That is
Because she just do it to us all the time. We don't want to talk about it because we'd rather not. But it would be very irresponsible of us not
She's
to.
tired, but she don't leave. So she stays and listens. So okay. She loves us either way.
Love.
So, it's just the way you look.
All right.
Okay. So let's get into it. So of course, Jade, you spoiled it. First article on the list. I got to retract my statement.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So, the Delta, Gamma, and Alpha variants are all present in Barbados.
Yeah, no.
No.
Oh, that in a year?
Not at all.
Oh no.
9 of
really Barbados.
18.
Oh no.
9 of 18 samples. Half. That's half, right? Half.
Yeah.
A variant.
Of
Variant with
half
samples.
of the samples that were recently tested in this Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPA, revealed that the Delta, Gamma, and Alpha variants remain present in Barbados. So at a press conference on Sunday outlining the government's response to the discovery of 40 positive coronavirus cases, he disclosed the results of the testing received 2 days ago from the Trinidad-based agency. Dr. George, who is the CMO for CARPA, told journalists that not for CARPA, for Barbados. He told journalists that 18 samples were tested. 9 of those were the Alpha variant. Okay, so this is even worse. So 18 of the samples were variants. Well, out of that, so 9 of those were Alpha variant. Out of the 18 samples, 9 of those were the Alpha variant, 3 of those were the Delta variant, and 3 were the Gamma variant. I don't do maths. I just know that I don't add up to 18, but okay. He would say, what I would hasten to say is that we, based on the information that we have, those cases of Delta were imported cases. So there is good reason to believe that the original first mutation that caused significant public health concern across the globe, which is B1.1.7, which is called Alpha, is here in Barbados, and that persons need to know that the variant is in the country. So,
why does it sound like some Resident Evil
personally
plot?
I don't care what the variant is. I don't want none. So, I, as a responsible individual, will do everything to make sure neither A, B, or G ends up in my body.
How many variants do we have? Just the 3?
A load of them.
Enough. But that's what happens when it gets into certain environments.
That's what
when it gets into certain environments and communities, they mutate differently, and then they start spreading, and then those mutate different. So, which is why the World Health Organization was in such a rush to get this under control as fast as possible.
And that is one of the issues I've been telling people is like, we can play because we're doing these half measures. We can play until some variant come that can just undo everything that we don't do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, play, man.
Yeah, you don't know, don't walk with sheep.
Okay then. Boom bang.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh. Grandma said, you know. Bye. But I think we're gonna have to figure out exactly what live with it means. You know, that's the new term now.
Yeah, we have to live with COVID.
We have to live with COVID. I think what we are going to quickly realize is that living with COVID means giving COVID ample room and time to continue to mutate. So, which is fine if either one or two things happen, or both. If the variants do somehow become less transmissible and less deadly, then okay, cool. Again, unlikely because that's not necessarily how viruses work, but okay.
Right.
Or we have the mechanisms, whether it is vaccines or otherwise, to deal with it adequately from a health perspective.
Yes.
So again, and that, to me, that is a big toss up. That's a big toss up. Because you realize with every variant, there's then a scramble to figure out how what's the efficacy
of the
vaccines on this particular variant. And it differs for every vaccine.
Imagine that.
But I guess the good thing is that they seem to have some level of efficacy.
With all of them?
Yeah.
That's true, at least.
Yeah. But it's different. It's varying levels depending on the manufacturer and the way it's made and whatever. So
imagine that being something that you have to think about.
Honestly.
If every variant that mutates and spreads is covered under the vaccine that you have already taken.
Well, let me ask you a question. What if this thing becomes like, okay, I think most people are recognizing that I've come to grips with the fact that this is just something that is going to be prevalent and just a part of life going forward, right? So if this becomes a thing like you have to take a booster vaccine, you're taking it? Like let's say every year you got to go and get a booster, you didn't do it?
And why not?
Yeah, I kind of want to catch COVID, man.
Okay, so
I think I have a bigger fear of COVID.
So it's just a matter of you see COVID as being more deadly, which is why you're more open to booster shots. Because I think there's culturally we're not really a culture that takes booster shots. Like
nope.
We're not a culture that takes anything because we don't even like medications.
The flu. Like how much time you hear people say they're going for the flu shot here?
What?
Exactly.
What's that?
Bush tea?
Exactly. So you don't. I think they're going to be exactly the. I think they're going to be what it is after some time.
If that's it, then that's it. Like what we could do? We can't keep trying to get people to do things that they don't want to do. So if that's what they decide, like you know what, I already took these 2 shots. That's it. What you could do? You just have to figure out some other way to help to safeguard the country because like you honestly can't just keep trying to rely on things that people don't want to do. If that's not working, you have to have a plan B and C and D.
I think the plan B is to create a situation where it's almost impossible for you to operate
and
in the economy.
That's going to fail eventually.
Without being.
That's going to fail eventually. So what's the plan C now?
I think the plan C. Am I say it?
No, actually.
Oh, no.
Don't do it, please.
I don't trust you. I feel like I should trust you on this one. So just tell me.
No, but okay, you see what's being said on the live? Like that's pretty much the feeling. So it's kind of like the plan C is who get it, and whatever happen.
At this point, whatever happen. Whew. It's tickling me from smiling me this morning.
Yeah, I for me personally, and I always have to say personally because I can only speak for myself. I have learned that people have separated things that are meant to go together. And it doesn't really make much sense when you observe two things that are supposed to work together separately. So for me, I think that COVID is worse than a little jab that's gonna, give me some side effects for a few hours or a day or two, which will then protect me. So, okay. If I have to choose between life and, quite frankly, death, I think I know which one I'm gonna choose.
But you see, I think, Kevon, what you're missing is that there is a widespread feeling that COVID isn't deadly.
Yeah, because a lot of people are looking at the numbers and the ratios and stuff, and I'm like, okay, the ratios make sense, but I think 4 million deaths is not the number we need to see. Regardless of how many have recovered, I don't want to be 4,000,001.
Yeah, I love how people become statisticians.
Right.
Right? I'm like, and you know what? I'll be like, okay, after you give me this whole number of deaths and recovery ratio, right? I'm like, so would you want to be one of the deaths? Because I don't understand. Like,
my thing is, like, if you have to, like Jade saying, if you have to do this on a demonstrative basis, and you put 100 people in a room and say one person, everybody in this room has COVID, but one dies, will you not do what you need to do to make sure that you're not number one?
Like, I don't understand people out there like
you are in the room. Because my thing is, you have to make it make sense. You're in a room of 100 people, so there are you and 99 other people, and you're being told that one person in this room has COVID and they will die. Who is it? They don't know. It will reveal itself based on what individuals do. Would I not make sure I do what I need to do to make sure I'm not that one? What? Or do I just do nothing and find out? Because when you find out, there's not much you can do at the end of it, because surprise.
Yeah. I've had these conversations, and generally the response is I believe that the individual can prepare themselves to deal with COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, man, I work out, I eat properly, I drink lots of water, I drink my bush tea every morning, and so I believe that if I do contract COVID, that my immune system is strong enough to do that. However, I like to ask, what's the metric? Like, what's the metric you're using to judge how strong your immune system is? Like,
yeah,
is it your immune system is 7 immunes?
No, as in Bush and vibes. That's the measurement.
Yeah.
Bush tea and vibes.
Yeah.
Put that on your vaccine card.
Yeah, I think at the end of this, though, what it really comes down to, we always talk about personal responsibility, but it really comes down to personal decisions and how you assess the risk. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to. It comes down to is a person willing to deal with the possible effects of the virus, as opposed to dealing with the known effects or the possible effects of a vaccine, and not only that, even for the people who refuse and have issues with wearing masks and stuff like that, it's like, this ain't even about the vaccine. It's just like, you're gonna make personal decisions about how you deal with it.
Yep.
So I think at this point, we have a responsibility to give people the opportunity to make the decisions that they want to make, which is why we have to close down, which is why we have to think. We can't just decide, well, by open up and who they're dead or whatever.
Yeah,
like, no,
that cannot be
give people the opportunity to make up their minds, to assess information, and then people will decide.
It's funny, and it's fact from watching people talk about fear mongering and stuff. Isn't what people are doing for COVID is the same thing they're doing for the vaccine? Like, you're fear mongering against the vaccine but it's bad. But if you fearmonger against COVID, like, isn't it the same thing? Telling people, like, you know, yeah, you could possibly die, but you ain't gonna die. Isn't that the same thing with telling people about being vaccinated and stuff? Like, so. Am I confused, or is that maybe I confused?
I think I'm trying to understand exactly.
Okay, so people are saying, right, like, oh, you could possibly recover from COVID and the chance of dying is small and all these things. Stop fear mongering. Stop telling people they could die and stuff.
Okay.
But that's not the information people want from the vaccine, so that's not the same. Like, you're telling people, the chances of you dying from taking the vaccine is small and these things. Like, actually they're saying the chances of you dying from the vaccine and the risk taking the vaccine is this, right? But they're saying the same thing about COVID. But when you say it about COVID, it's wrong. But when you say it about the vaccine, it's okay.
I just think that what's happening is we are using our biases to inform our positions on certain things.
Yes.
That's what's happening. Like, so depending on how you feel about whether the virus, the vaccine, the measures put in place, you're using that to inform your how you look at things. So that's what you're gonna be. You're gonna always have people on opposite sides generally doing the exact same thing they're accusing the other side of doing.
Literally. Literally. It's very strange, but yeah.
No, because again, we don't necessarily work on fact. Right? We don't generally work on fact. So we work based on off the top, this is what I feel about whatever, and then I pull bits of information that give me the conclusion that I want. That's generally how we work. Like, I want this, and so I then just maneuver in a way to get what I want.
Yay. Alright. Good job, guys.
Yeah, it's a big pet peeve of mine. So, and it causes me not to have a lot of relationships with people because I can't deal with that kind of. I can't, like, I'm logical to a point.
To a fault.
I'm logical to a fault, and so it gets very unsettling for me to deal with people like that.
It does, because then you realize the more you carry on, is the more you realize, like, oh yikes. I probably should not even. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with differences of opinion and views and stuff like that, but you could tell when persons are ignoring certain parts of the story to fit the narrative, and then that just gets annoying.
Yeah.
But and people on both sides doing it.
Literally.
People on both sides doing the exact same thing.
And that's why I just don't talk to nobody about it. Except for here, but other than that, I try not to entertain these conversations because they get very draining.
Yeah. I do manage to find people who I'm. And not only that, I think it's why you're going to the conversation. I don't go into the conversation to convince nobody of anything, but I do go in to find out people's viewpoints. So I like talking. I talk to people about it, but it's not about what's right and what's wrong. It's just like, tell me how you feel, because I'm interested in to know, like, you know, especially because I have to come here and then talk about it. It's good to have a position that, not a position, but have a understanding of where people's minds are at. Yeah, like that. So I don't mind having the conversations, but again, trying to convince people either way is futile at this point.
Yeah. But some people want to join the conversation. It looks
I'm afraid them, I see them out there now.
What?
Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Oh.
Let's try this one, Jade. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Hey, good morning. Your logical partner.
Morning.
I believe in logic, you know.
Morning.
And rational. I called to ask, have you heard about the COVID situation in the BVI?
Yeah, we've been looking at it.
Yeah, we spoke about
Yeah,
it
this
already
morning I
too.
heard they have over 1,000.
Yeah, well, Tortola
And
is
they have
really
the
the
Delta.
epicenter.
Delta version.
Yeah, Tortola
You know, so
really
we
is
need to pray for
the
our
epicenter.
people because from the census, the majority of the population at the BBI are of Kittitian and Division descent. So for those who don't know, they're our people, you know. So
Yeah,
whether or
for sure.
not, so we need to pray for them and bear these things in mind when we are saying we're going to do and we're not going to do. Because it is frightening. I think they said about 1/3 or something of some of the places are infected. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Have a good day.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we've been actually following
Yeah.
the situation in the BVI, and
This-
y'all thought St. Kitts cases was fast.
Yeah, I think especially in Tola. And like
Yeah.
she's saying, there's a big Kittitian in Tortola, like trust me. But
Boy.
I've had to be speaking to people in Tortola every day for the last like 2 weeks. So it's like every day I call them, it just been getting like, wait, what going on with the COVID thing? I was like,
Yikes.
I was thinking at one point to go there, 'cause they were looking to have carnival. This was earlier before the thing sparked off.
Oh, because
And that ain't happening now, so
I'm like, Azem, I don't, not
No,
going to
man.
tell you what to do, but
I mean right now. Yeah, they were looking to have their celebrations and then COVID had other plans.
bye.
COVID said, yeah, gonna party? Party.
Bye as usual. Every time it's like it just knows when to come in. As soon
Party
as
mash
it
up
sees
again.
that glimmer
Hey, hey.
of hope, it's like, nah, you have to happy over here.
Yeah.
But I always say like people say that, like I've heard people say that they're like and I think that's what sparked the conspiracies of the willful do it, they do it for this and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a matter that we just constantly get complacent.
Yeah.
As soon as it's not a matter that as soon as things about to get jiggy, the COVID coming out,
Nope.
it's because we realize, okay, things looking a little better in terms of numbers, infections, hospitalizations, deaths, all of that there. People start to get complacent, and then COVID say, yeah, you drop your guard.
Bye. So you go here, or y'all just don't. Kevon, what else we have? I don't remember what else, but was it COVID again?
No.
Let's see, Jade.
Next.
It was a COVID? Okay, just making sure.
No. So let's give some Haiti news. So a doctor has been arrested as a probe continues into the assassination of President Moise. Haiti remains in a state of political uncertainty as the planned ceremony to swear in the president of the Senate, Joseph Lambert, as the new head of state to replace the assassinated President Jovenel Moise has been postponed indefinitely. The ceremony was due to have taken place on Saturday, but some senators asked to reschedule the event. However, no specific date was agreed for the presidential takeover. Lambert was chosen by 8 of the 10 active senators in the country to serve as interim president. Despite not finding favor with the current government that is led by Claude Joseph, whom the previous president, Moise, had sought to replace with Ariel Henry, the 7th person to be in the position since 2017. That is a massive number, eh?
That is insane.
What?
So all 3 men are now saying that they should be allowed to run the country until elections are held in September. So the fight begins. So, the Senate remains the only elected body in the country, but it is lacking since January 2020 when Moise dissolved the legislative. Reading this is just like mind-blowing as I go along.
It couldn't have been a worse time for the president to be assassinated. Like,
I mean,
Right.
there's not a better time, however.
yeah, but I mean, it's just like Parliament dissolve. You're in between prime ministers. The head of the judiciary died from COVID like 19 days ago. Like,
And then
There's a lot.
assassinate the president.
So here's the thing too.
Yeah, that's
So
wild.
2 Haitian Americans were arrested by local police last week who have since claimed that they were not in the room when the assassination took place and they were merely working as translators for the assassins.
Watch here.
Excuse me, what?
Watch here, right?
What?
No, watch. Let me tell you something, right? This story here, we're gonna hear about some other people dying before this thing done, eh?
They just said I was.
I can tell you why. Based on the information coming out, right? You have the persons with the lockup being like saying that this thing implicates Colombia, this thing implicates the US through
Think it's India?
not yet.
No,
But remember 3 on the
Not
run,
yet.
you know.
we don't know where they're gonna go to. So let me give you some more information.
Oh my
So
God.
Haiti's national police chief, Leon Charles, said that Christian Emmanuel Sanon is the third US-based individual tied to the killing that left Moise's wife, Martine, hospitalized in the United States as a result of the injuries received during the attack. Charles told reporters that Sanon was a central figure behind the assassination and that the doctor had even planned to take over as Haiti's new president. Media reports said that Sanon had arrived in Haiti last month in a private plane where he contacted a private security firm to recruit people to carry out the killing. Haitian police claim that during a raid of his home, they recovered a US Drug Enforcement Agency cap, a box of cartridges, 2 vehicles, 6 pistol holders, and about 20 boxes of bullets, 24 unused shooting targets, and 4 license plates from the Dominican Republic.
Oh, that was prepared by.
Watch. Yeah.
Wow.
Watch here. This thing ain't no joke, no.
Obviously not. This isn't like.
But not only that too. It's like I listening to statements from all sorts of people. I'm listening to statements by the like ambassador, the Haitian ambassador to the US, and like all these things. And I'm there like, this thing's so mystic, right? I can't even believe none of you. Like you can't believe nobody.
Okay.
You can't believe nobody. Like, and the thing is like, okay, you know, there's this, I think it was a private security firm or whatever in Doral, Florida, that like is who really contracted the Colombians or whatever. Yeah, so that's all been proven and so. Like, that's all been proven. But it's like, it's hard for me to believe that America for like the last ever since Haiti been independent, America been like
Yeah,
meddling
trying to undo it.
meddling in the thing. Like, remember for the first like 60 years of Haiti's existence, America ain't even acknowledge them as a country, you know, just because
Right.
they didn't want to give the slaves in the South any ideas.
Because I was like,
There's a
don't do what they're doing. No.
exactly. So it's like, bear in mind that they've always operated in a way that serves their own interest. Maurice was pretty much propped up by the US government. Like, that ain't no secret. Like, that's
Yeah,
And-
that's like a billboard announcement.
and not only that there too. I mean, like, that's been the case for past presidents. Everybody from Papa Doc to Baby Doc come right down the line.
Right.
So it's like, the problem is that Haiti has not been given the chance to run their own affairs, and of course, when things like this happens time and time again, who does suffer?
See, this is why
Who does suffer? The people of Haiti.
They're
The
gonna
people.
use these things as reasons why they can't just remove themselves and stop meddling. They're gonna be like, no, we can't leave them by themselves. Look what they're doing, or look what's happening.
But is you all destabilizing the players?
Yeah, so they could continue to say, look
Yeah.
what's happening.
Like, and it's everybody, you know. It's like every president you could see meddling, you know. Down to Obama, who you hope. It's like, remember, well, maybe you don't remember, I didn't know. But I remember when the report had come out that they have like Levi's and some other clothing company has like manufacturing in Haiti, and the people were trying to get a pay increase from $3 to $5, and like they were able to prove that, like, you know, Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State, like, looked out for the interest of US based companies.
Really?
Yeah, make them sweatshop run, man.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Make them sweatshop run. So like this ain't like
I'm so shocked.
America imperialism, by.
Somebody want to join the conversation. What a Netflix series this will be.
Good morning, caller. Are you also in the running to be Haiti's new president?
Nah, man.
Oh, okay.
I would need much more security than what they got right now, and I need also some more loyalty. Yeah, man. This Haitian saga continues, man, and you know, there's a lot to be said about this stuff, man. But you know, the word democracy that they throw around, you know, maybe democracy is just the new slavery form of slavery. Because they might, from American standpoint, you know, they've just been meddling in Haiti's affairs ever so long. And all this stuff is just a lot of distraction, man. You know, I understand that Haiti got gold down there in the ground, or whatever kind of natural resources they got there. Is that true?
I think one of the big things has been like timber. Timber has been a huge thing. Like so, Haiti now has basically no forest left. But there's been extraction. There's been extraction. Everything from human resource come right up.
Yeah, but you know, on the real to real, this is just another thing that you'll never get the real scoop or the truth of the story. You know, but the fact of the matter is, you know, for me, my opinion, man, you know, one of our Black Caribbean leaders is gunned down again. And for me, I don't really condone that stuff at all, man. You know, it's just further gonna put the Haitian people under more duress, you know, more economic hardship. And, you know, the outsiders, they got too much outsiders in the affairs of Haiti. And the Haitian people themselves has never gotten the real opportunity to, you know, decide their own destiny. And until that happens, man, you know, Haiti and the wider Caribbean region is going to be like that. The Caribbean leaders, they got to pay attention. And, you know, we need more unity in the Caribbean. And I don't know why, you know, why can't they invite Cuba into CARICOM and strengthen up CARICOM and have a regional, you know, the Cuban military, they can provide a regional security for the whole Caribbean region. And, you know, Haiti is a member of CARICOM already, but the whole CARICOM body needs more unity and it needs to be strengthened up. You know, that's my contribution for now, man. Maybe I'll come back later.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Right. CARICOM. Good old CARICOM.
CARICOM.
I mean, so speaking of CARICOM, right? Perfect segue. So let's speak about some CARICOM stuff. So CARICOM chairman is against any military intervention in Haiti. So the CARICOM, the chairman of CARICOM right now, because you know it rotates, is now Prime Minister Gaston Brown. He says he does not favor any military presence in Haiti as the French-speaking member country continues its investigation into the assassination of President Moise last Wednesday. The special representative for the Secretary General of the United Nations and head of the United Nations Integrated Office in Haiti, Helene Lalim, said Haiti has requested international support to investigate the assassination, as well as a matter of security. Haiti must specify exactly what it is they're looking for, said Lalim. The UN Security Council would have to approve any plan to send international troops to Haiti under UN auspices. PM Brown, the Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister, took over the chairmanship of the 50-member grouping, of which Haiti is a member, said that the final decision rests with the Haitians themselves, even as he cautioned international agencies and countries that they should not try to meddle in the politics of the country. He said, I think any intervention would have to be at the invitation of the Haitian people. I think that is what is important here for CARICOM to take the lead with the support of the international community to help Haitian people to come up with an indigenous solution. We have to be very careful that we do not appear as though we are meddling in the internal politics of Haiti. He acknowledged that the country has had its issues and there are lots of suspicions involving various organizations and countries. And he just went on, but he's basically saying that we should not, as a global community and CARICOM, interfere unless Haiti asks us to interfere.
Bro. Well, I mean, like when we were talking on Friday, I was trying to feel out the guest in relation to this exact topic, because I'm one of the people who share that view where Haiti need to figure out Haiti.
Yeah.
Once you start having these occupying forces and these so-called peacekeeping missions, and let's talk about
it's no longer about Haiti.
Yeah, and then you get people in charge who are beholden to international interest as opposed to the interests of the Haitian people. But let's even talk about the last peacekeeping mission. Like, they went there, spread up the place with cholera, kill off a whole ton of people. Then a ton of I can't even call it accusations, because in some cases it was proven, instances of rape and violence on the local people. So how you feel like Haitians feel about these so-called peacekeeping military missions?
Probably not the best. I mean, they probably have zero trust in any of these organizations, and we can't blame them at all.
Yeah. But at the same time, you still have hundreds of Haitians like every day going to the US Embassy trying to find asylum. But anyway, we have a call on the line. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
I don't want to make him hang up by. He said, can't get in this. But actually, before we take any other calls or go any further, we have to just take a little break and thank our sponsors and, come right back with more conversation. Feel free to call in or drop a comment on the live, but we'll be right back with more Island Tea right here on WINNMedia again.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our NOSI program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean, because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
King Ocean, king of the Caribbean seas, announces king-size savings on shipments from Miami to St. Kitts. We have the best service and competitive rates on LCL and FCL cargo, including D&E containers, cars, heavy equipment, buses, boats, and barrels from Miami to St. Kitts. LCL pickup service anywhere in the U.S. Call local agents SL Horseman and Company Limited at 869-465-4086 or 869-662-5008 for further details. King Ocean's king-size savings on shipments from Miami to St. Kitts Nevis. King Ocean, king of the Caribbean seas.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
The symptoms of the coronavirus are similar to those of the common flu or cold, which are consistent coughing and sneezing, fever that does not go away, and difficulty breathing. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, it is advisable to stay at home until you recover, or if you want to go to your doctor, call first and tell your doctor of your symptoms, any recent travel or contact with travelers. And lastly, please avoid spitting in public. Recent cases have shown that people most likely to be at risk if they contract the virus are persons over age 60 and persons that have an underlying medical condition such as hypertension, diabetes, kidney disease, or a respiratory condition. It is advisable to avoid large crowds or other places where you might have to come in contact with people who are showing signs of the coronavirus. This is a message from the Ministry of Health and the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem, featuring Jade, Gwen, Gwenisha, Crass and Crude, Gwyneth Johnson.
DJ,
Stop.
Crass.
I mean it now. Like in real life.
I think I just like it.
You know, okay.
I think that name perfectly encapsulates all that you are, Jade. DJ Crass and Crude. DJ Crass.
You finished? Are you done? We have a caller. I can't. Just.
Jade, want to go to the phone lines. Good morning, caller. Thank you for saving Jade.
I wonder if I want to do that.
I know to say who I think it is.
Yes.
It cannot be a statement
I
like
see
that.
your reactions on Facebook, so you know what I'm saying. But anyway, with regards to Haiti, there seems to be no end to this string of natural and man-made disasters. They can't do much against the natural disasters, but they certainly can alter the course of the successive man-made ones. Okay, you would think that a country right under the belly of the U.S. would be able to benefit from its big neighbor to the north. And big neighbors, I should say, because Canada, especially since Canada is bilingual, you would think they'd come to the assistance of French-speaking countries as well. But that's not happening. I think they have just about given up on Haiti and feel that it will be forever condemned to be, well, you know the term SOL country that Trump was bold enough to say. Mm-hmm. Okay? He was really just articulating what most of them up there think anyway.
Yeah. But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the things that that gets pointed out a lot, is that it seems more not so much that they give up on Haiti or whatever, but more so that they play an active role in the plight of Haiti and have a vested interest in keeping things, the way it's at, because it then benefits particularly the business class in the metropoles. You think there's some truth to that?
I don't think it really benefits them. What?
Really?
Being so close to the states, for instance.
I think every turn from the inception of Haiti, we've seen how they've operated with Haiti to benefit themselves. Everything from the start, from not even acknowledging that the country existed for over 60 years.
Well, I mean, one thing they realize is that they're the first port for illegal immigrants, for Haitians, right? And you'd think that they'd want to at least develop the country to stem that flow, right? But that is not happening.
With all the cheap labor down there? You know, much American companies have factories in Haiti?
Yep.
But so then why
and
do you think
the US State Department has worked actively to not to work against the interests of the people by lobbying against raising the minimum wage?
Yep.
Yeah, but why? So why do you think they have a vested interest though in keeping that kind of raw capitalism right at their border? I don't think so. Most of the other countries that are on the U.S. borders, they may at least make sure that they're not failed states. Okay? I mean, Cuba is another issue altogether, but we know that's an ideological thing and a spite thing, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, to be honest, I do believe the U.S. does have a long history of destabilizing countries, close to them at least, especially in Central America and the Caribbean.
Only if they don't toe their line. Once they toe their line, they're fine, you know. They leave them pretty much alone. Okay? It's when you become like a Venezuela or Cuba and are openly hostile to U.S. interests. That is when they get up and start doing stuff. But I think Haiti should really not expect any help from there. And I feel that they should look to China and get into the geopolitical game. Maybe then the U.S. will wake up, get into agreements with China to help develop them. China would love a foothold in a place like there, okay? And some people might call it neocolonialism or another form of colonialism, but it's better than what the road they're on right now. And to play the U.S. against China, okay? And you see how fast the place develops. As for CARICOM, I don't think there should be any kind of military adventure into Haiti. But there are other things that you can do. I think one of the things that keep Haiti back is that a lot of the people do not realize that what they can do if they have good governance and democracy. We have our own problems here in the Caribbean and as far as that is concerned. But at least we're miles ahead of Haiti in terms of that. And I'm saying that each CARICOM country can bring a cadre of Haitian people to their islands. Let them work along with the institutions in the islands. Let them see the possibilities. Because a lot of times, you're in a country, and whatever obtains there, that's it for you. Right? You can't see beyond that. What you need is people going out and make sure that they are bonded, meaning that they have to return to Haiti to help and develop their country. They can't then run to the States or stay here and basically become another elite set. Okay? That is within what we can do. Scholarships to the regional universities and student exchanges, those kinds of things, which then open up people's eyes to the possibilities. I think that is what CARICOM should do, rather than trying to meddle in their political affairs. I'm convinced that the politics there is kind of irredeemable. They got to try something else. Okay? And I think that starting from a more grassroots level, that might work.
All right. All right, thanks, man. Thanks.
So,
Yeah.
no. How about not? How about not China?
How about not China?
Yeah. I don't know, but I just don't feel like that's the route where they should go down to try and fix this problem.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I don't know. I think that we've seen for very, very clearly the last 100 years how when these international countries, and again mainly the US in this case, have demonstrated that they have the power to prop up leaders in these countries, that the leaders become more beholden to them and not to the people. And I think that
Yep, that's different.
Yeah,
That's one of the biggest issues.
Yeah, that generally then leads to this kind of thing. I mean, you have countries continually giving millions and millions of dollars in aid, and
The millions and millions just keep disappearing.
Yeah, and they keep giving more. You think, come on.
Yeah, because like for me, if I keep giving you something and you keep losing it,
it's expected to be lost. That's what I'm saying. It's expected
that's
that
what
it's
I'm
lost.
saying. If it's not done in a corrupted way, if I give you something and it's continuously lost, I would stop giving because there's some
giving.
issue. But yeah,
They keep
exactly.
giving, right?
They keep. So it has to be that it's more than what they.
That probably it's not actually aid.
Probably.
No, okay.
Probably a big possibility because that don't make no sense. That can't make sense.
Yeah.
Somebody saying Haiti is being punished for its 1804 slave rebellion.
Yeah.
True.
I tell people like Haiti was in a position to fail from the start. Economically, I don't know how many years it was gonna take them to get out of the hole that they were put in from the start. You have a so-called slave colony, right? That had to negotiate based on a rebellion, its independence, with the people that were enslaving them and had colonized them, and they had to pay the modern day equivalent of 21 billion US dollars for their freedom. And this is something unique to Haiti either. Like this does not get twisted. Like
it's a global
France been doing this. France have put some mystic things in place with the farmer colonies, you know. Some mystic arrangements, you know, when it comes to money, you know.
Clearly, because they
just look across Africa, you see a joke.
Not only that, like look at St. Martin, as close as St. Martin. Like look how it's been in ruins for so long, and like the French and France are just like, oh well.
We have another caller. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Calling to add to something that you have said. Not only did the United States refuse to recognize Haiti, but the United States and the international community imposed a 61-year trade embargo. The same sort of policy we have towards Cuba. Now they did the same thing towards Haiti. And it's important to remember that not only did the enslaved on Haiti fight and defeat Napoleon, they also defeated the armies of Spain, Britain, and France. And that was a terrible example the Western powers thought to other countries that had slave populations. One other important point I want to make is that once Haiti became an independent nation, it declared itself a haven for any enslaved person anywhere in the world. If they could make it to Haiti, they would automatically be made a Haitian citizen.
Yes.
And I think that, a decision was made to grind them into the ground. First for defeating France, Spain, and England, and then for establishing Haiti as a beacon and haven for any slave that could break free and make it to Haiti's shores. And they've never, ever been forgiven ever since. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love that addition.
Yeah, but
to
it's
the
true.
conversation.
Love that.
Because you have slaves that would, especially slaves on plantations in Florida, who would actively go the opposite way to we see the direction going on, you know. So you had people leaving plantations, especially like I said in Florida, and making the trek to Haiti.
I know it's the total.
Yeah, but like she's saying, like there's definitely been punishment, but the punishment is in a form now where we will extract.
These people don't have souls. Like
Nope.
These people who continue to do this, continue to keep countries in these positions, like they don't have consciences and stuff like that.
Bigger
like,
pictures, Jade. What
Where's the
happened?
bigger picture?
The bigger picture is capitalism, imperialism, economics, money, greed. A belief that there are people who are not actually people.
And you know what's so funny? These are the same people who will push themselves as the biggest Christians, and they're all for the Lord.
Yeah, because
and
it's
stuff.
about
like,
supremacy.
Yeah, hell because
it's all about supremacy.
What?
What? Because that's what it is. At the end of the day, like Azem is saying, a lot of these people are just really bigger picture, and a lot of them are thinking, well, they're already down and out, so taking them out won't cause much harm because they're already down and out anyway. There's a lot of justification that people find to do some atrocities, and then we're watching it happen now.
Yeah, we have another caller, guys. Caller, good morning. You're live on Identity. What's up?
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Could turn your radio down a bit, please?
Yeah, sorry.
No problem.
I'm listening you guys talking about what France is doing on Haiti. I just find it interesting, so I thought I'll just share my views. I don't know if you're aware, but Emmanuel Macron has been very busy for the last couple of months. They have had France-Africa Summit a month ago, and with all the president, and lately we have had the president of Chad, he succumbed to some injuries on the front battle in Chad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you are aware, but France is getting to the Reserve Bank $500 billion annually from the Francophone countries.
Yes.
Now, there's an organization that is called raddi.org, and a lady by the name of Dr. Arikana Chimbori Kwao. She is the president of that organization. Before she became president of that organization, she was the ambassador for the African Union to Washington. What she discovered what France was doing is that France was getting $500 billion, among other things, from the continent of Africa, mostly the Francophone countries.
Yes.
So she exposed France, and most of that exposure you will not see on CNN or BBC. Why I'm saying this is because those platforms, I don't want to say that they're benefiting from it, but the AU and the European Union are aware of these things and they're silent. I've been trying to use in my platform and social media and our local airways here to cause awareness, because you see what is happening, and I'm going to bring it down to the assassination of the Haitian president. If you take a pattern, take a look at what's been happening to people of melanated skin, meaning the black race, the continent of Africa, Haiti, and even Guyana, all these countries that have minerals, you notice that the people are poor? Now, one would say, well, they are wealthy black people. Yes. Maybe these were, and let's forget about the artists, those who are in, like the Beyoncés, the Jade, and all of those. Because, you see, France, the poorest of the poor person in France can travel in style. Because that $500 billion that France is getting out of Africa annually can cripple poverty on the continent of Africa. Now, we have just lost the Haitian president, and we have heard presidents and people in authority globally has condemned that act that was carried out on the Haitian president. The politics is so dirty, right, that these people can say, oh, we condemn this behavior, we condemn this act. But who create these scenarios? That's the question we need to ask ourselves, because the truth is available now, and we have to interpret things to our own understanding. Looking at the way things been happening for decades, we cannot allow it to happen any further. Now, I mentioned that the AU, that's the African Union, they're quiet because most of these leaders in Africa, they are, one would say they are afraid of their lives if they have to stand up. I mean, I don't know if there's so many things circulating around the Haitian president pertaining to the corona vaccine and all that. And we have seen the president of Tanzania, he succumbed because, he have sent samples to WHO about the vaccine, and then, he may have had heart problems, but, he also stated that, there was attempt on his life to poisoning before. Now, the president of Tanzania had rejected a $10 billion loan from the Chinese. The Chinese wanted to build infrastructure in Tanzania, and he rejected that $10 billion loan. So, we need to pay attention to what is happening, because we, as the black race, and I've mentioned trees, there might be more Caribbean islands that have minerals in terms of whether oil or whatever. Do you know that the American government have trucks in Haiti digging up the soil from that asteroid that was dropped there? So everything that is done to this race of people, I'm going to finish now. It's by design, and we need to condemn it. We cannot stay silent anymore. Thank you for taking my call.
All right, man. Thank you. And I think this is the issue, the long history of imperialistic countries pillaging mineral-rich countries. Like, that is something. I mean, I was talking to Jade a while ago, and I was telling her, like, and we spoke about I mentioned, the deal, if you want to call it that, that was struck between like France and Haiti at the inception. But you look at what happened is in Africa. Like, I'll give you a gross oversimplification, but just so you can kind of understand how these deals work in some cases. Like, you have a country that's been fighting for their independence. They get to the point where they have enough leverage now where they could have that discussion with their colonizers. Okay, that's exactly what it is. The colonizer can say, okay, the problem you could be free, but we don't invest so much money in development of the country that you're now in debt to us for X amount of $1 million that you could pay over the next 100 years. Okay, no problem. Oh, by the way, also, we have one thing. This is going to destabilize our currency if you really don't, if you really decide to do your own currency, so you kind of have to keep using our currency. Okay, no problem. Oh, by the way, you're going to have to get the money from us because it's our currency, and we're going to give it to you at interest. So tell me, how is it that I owe you money? The money that I have to use to pay you, I have to get from you at interest. Is there any way I could ever get out of that?
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
And I'm pretty sure that was designed that way for a reason.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
like,
that's wild, boy.
Like,
tell I on a hat. No soul and no conscience. Nothing at all. Nobody in the room that's be like, we probably shouldn't continue to do this to these countries. This feels a little wrong. Not at all. Not one person.
And then this is the thing, when people talking about conspiracies and who whatever and thing, this is not hard to believe. We've seen time and time again when leaders from these countries try to break away from the existing norms and the existing status quo. It's either that they get overthrown or assassinated.
Silent. Well, I was going to say silence, but
okay, silence.
If you're assassinated, you definitely hush.
Right.
If you're overthrown and now living in exile, then silent. Yeah, that's a different type of thing there. So, yeah.
Somebody actually is saying, you guys realize this same thing is like economic slavery, IMF, the banks, China, etc.
Yeah, the way economics work, global economics is. Yeah.
Yikes! This is wild. Do you see how much stuff is constantly happening all over the globe? Like, I know we only kind of pay attention to our own news with Corona, but trust us, there's a lot of things that are happening that you probably should pay attention to as well.
But I think this is very much relevant here because, again, I think the rest of the now independent world, like former slave colonies, have a lot to be grateful to Haiti for. And not only that, Haiti just there, you know.
Literally right
Haiti
there.
just there. Like, we ain't talking about Ukraine or Czechoslovakia, you know.
No.
This is people who just jump on a boat and come.
Literally.
We had 19 of them here during the pandemic. Like, this ain't no far place. It's a member of CARICOM.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we also have a very interesting situation developing in Cuba. Correct, Kevon?
Yep. Let's get into it. So, so police patrol Havana in large numbers after demonstrations have happened. Large contingents of Cuban police patrolled the capital of Havana on Monday following protests around the island nation against food shortages, high prices amid the coronavirus crisis. Cuba's president said the demonstrations were stirred up on social media by Cuban Americans in the United States. Many young people took part in these protests on Sunday in Havana, which disrupted traffic until police moved in after several hours and broke up the march when a few protesters threw rocks. That demonstration and others in communities around the tightly controlled country were one of the biggest displays of anti-government sentiments in decades, and authorities appeared determined to put a stop to it. Internet service was also spotty, possibly indicating an effort to prevent protesters from communicating with each other. President said, "We've seen how the campaign against Cuba was growing on social media in the last few weeks." He also said that that's the way it's done, try to create inconformity and dissatisfaction by manipulating emotions and feelings. Listen. Then, of course, in a statement, the US President Joe Biden said that Cuban protesters were asserting their basic rights. He said that we stand with the Cuban people and their call for freedom and relief from the tragic grip of the pandemic and from the decades of repression and economic suffering to which they have been subjected by Cuba's authoritarian regime. And my whole thing is, when listening to this statement, I just kept saying, when are you going to mention that the US was a part of it?
Why would they? Why would they?
Yo, I just love this stand with the people of Cuba, except, you know,
against us.
Except we're the reason why Cuba has to stand.
Like, I'm just like,
sometimes
perhaps lift the embargo. Like, let's just lift the embargo.
Sometimes it's best to just be quiet, you know. Because when you
but the thing is, they always want to,
like, we don't know what's going on with you, and we don't know what's been going on with the US and Cuba. Like, people watching you, like, we're really trying to hear this from you of all people, you know.
And the thing is, I don't feel very torn with the Cuban situation. Like, yeah, we understand like, for me personally, looking on from the outside is like, it's going to be very difficult for any government, any type of whoever, to be able to, especially an island nation, to be able to adequately gain revenue and all the things that they need to do to put in place the things that the people need, and to create a society that the people feel comfortable in and could be proud of and all of that. If they can't trade, if there's these embargoes, right? But the thing is, whenever I speak to Cubans, Cubans don't necessarily. That's not the feeling I get from a lot of Cubans, especially those here. I speak to several of the Cuban doctors here, and all of them got the same kind of energy. Like, the same kind of energy. They aim with the government. They feel a lot of whenever I ask them what's the problems and thing, they always go directly to the government and the communist mindset and ideologies. So it's like it's hard for me to then combat that because you're the person who's been living through it.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
You live through it. You live there. You have a better understanding. And to be honest, like you've been in it, like so it's. But what I would say is that I don't believe that those things are mutually exclusive. So I do believe that on one hand, yes, the plight of the Cuban people and the Cuban situation and all the things that they're protesting about can be brought about by the actions of the international community, and you could have mismanagement, corruption, all these things in the local government as well. I don't think those two things have to happen separately. And most likely both things are true.
Yeah. But the U.S. also made a statement, and they said that they are urging the Cuban government to serve their people rather than enriching themselves.
Imagine that.
Oh, the irony.
Oh boy.
The country that capitalizes on indulgence and enriching indulgence and enriching itself is
biggest wage
begging
gap in
other countries.
One of the biggest wage gaps.
Like what? Because the thing is that the most upsetting thing listening to Joe Biden's speech, his little statement, was that he was talking as if Cuba needs to get it together. And my whole thing is Cuba is in the state. Yes, Cuba has internal things going on, but the US stifled Cuba and is now asking Cuba to be nice. Like,
they're just audacious.
Be nice to the people.
Imagine you put two dogs in a room, force them to fight, and then when the fight done, you tell them stop fighting because this is wrong.
Yeah. But Kevon, we have a call on the line. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Yeah, good morning, man. I just wanted to come back in real quick on this Cuban discussion. I don't understand why everybody is supporting the protests in Cuba, but no one wants to put the pressure on the U.S. to lift the embargo. I mean, what did the U.S. I listened to Biden's speech yesterday, and he's so full of it, man. I mean, do they expect that the Cuban people is going to get out from under the oppression they are under, but yet still
oppress them at the same time?
Yes, still they're going to oppress them at the same time by keeping the embargo on top of them? I mean, where's this stuff going, bro? The international world they just had to vote recently against the U.S. in the UN to lift the embargo. And another that vote was overwhelming again. The vote there in the UN has been overwhelming for about 40 years. But the U.S. is doing what they want to do, but other countries can't do what they want to do. I mean, some of your callers, I'd like to hear some of the callers' take on this, because before you guys go off the year at 10 o'clock, they expect the Cuban people to be free, yet still to live under an embargo from the U.S.? Come on, man. All right, man.
All right.
Let me let somebody else get in, man. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that.
We have a comment.
And there we go.
Yeah, we have a comment. Somebody saying Caribbean governments are going to be silent on Cuba.
Oh yeah.
Just as they have been silent on Venezuela.
Oh yeah.
Our objective is securing ourselves.
Yeah.
That's all what it is every time. We always have to make sure, and that's it. Even outside of countries, we see it with organizations and even as individuals. You sort of don't stand up for others to make sure that you aren't ostracized in the same breath.
Yeah, but Kevon, let's see if we get this caller on the line. Caller, good morning. You're live on LNT.
Yes, my children. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I'm here listening to you all. Good program. Well intellect and educated. Yeah, this Cuban business. You see, America, I don't know,
It's really kind of push for people, and sometimes when you look at it, you look like you better just shoot your teeth and don't watch them. Because they're saying one thing out of one corner of the mouth, and they're doing the next. They want to be policemen for everybody, and that's what have the world now so going so quickly, right? You see Cuba, I think Mr. Fidel Castro was going good. He's trying to keep the people them out of doing wrong. Nobody said they don't have a little killing, but not much as the little sing kids and other little plays. It ain't so high, and they're bigger than us. And when we had this here, you see as you always say something, just someone is true. Politicians sometimes is just them, sometimes they just don't turn things over. One gone in, they're going to say, oh, this other one ain't good. When the one come out now, the one gone in, it's just the same. And that is what messing with our mind, and messing with our families and so. Put families to war. You and your sister and your brother grow up so good. And after a certain time, you hit out just because of politics. And that's what happened. Cuba was imagined trying to control the thing by keeping a low killing rate, death rate, if I want to call it, low. And he was going good, but I didn't agree with don't really feeding the people them. They got a lot of resources. They're supposed to be happy. They said Cuba will have, But what happened to the people, on the outside were influence. These people outside like America, they want influence. Oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, so I'm going to embargo you, and so on. And today there is the same people running, still going to America. America need to lift the embargo, lift it, and give the people some freedom of mind. You see how nice, I don't even know where they got to demonstrate. I never see that yet in all me ears. Okay, they're doing it for the rights, yeah. And I hope they get a benefit. This will come something good out of it. But keep it nice and keep it clean. And let people get a free mind and happy. America just want to be police to everybody.
They do.
And then they're planning police themselves.
Facts. Thank you, Carla, for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
Because I share the same sentiment. Like, America is always in somebody's business, and they cannot get control of their own. How are you
I read
over and your country imploding?
I read somewhere that America has 50 states to manage. It's ignoring its own states to manage the affairs of other countries that are independent. You can't, like the caller said, you can't manage your own country, but you are insisting that you must manage others.
Everywhere you look, something happened. Somehow, somewhere, the US is involved. Somehow. And they could barely get control of their country. Like, mind your business. You have things at home that you need to clean up. The call is coming from inside of the house. Leave other people's affairs alone. Please. For once. Because you make it worse. Have there ever been a situation where America put themselves in it and it got better? Okay, see? Leave things alone. Take another call, Azem. Because...
Good morning, caller. You have some words to help cool down, Jade? I guess not.
Clearly not.
I guess not.
No. The caller said we're here for the crescent goodness.
Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Yep.
One more. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Oh, I thought you...
Yeah, again, imperialism is a real thing. And what are the goals? Like, it keeps happening because it's achieving something, right? Achieving something. So, yeah. But we have another caller. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Good morning to Azem Daily team.
Morning.
Good morning. Wonderful program. Wonderful topic. Now, my little input this morning on the Cuban situation. Now, we are with the Caribbean government should come together and do what they can do for Cuba. You understand? And the Caribbean government, depending on like America, Europe, and all those places, those countries, those bigger countries. And I think that as Caribbean government, the only thing I could see Caribbean governments do, going to Cuba, get a force, a military force, and going to Cuba, and get the people them organized, and let them choose a government of their choice. You understand? Let them choose a government of their choice, because that is one the downfall of Cuba. They have it seems to me like they have a democratic process. Who gone in there for government? They call election when they feel like and all those things. And I believe if they do it here, look how we do it here in the Caribbean, Barbados, Jamaica, and all those other countries who they had a democratic right to go to the poll and elect a government, elect a party of their choice. I believe that things will work out for Cuba. But to say that go and join with America and all those places, we go thing with America, because America they're gonna squeeze us. You're gonna squeeze us because they want to go into Cuba and do as they like to Cuba, and want to choose and put to lead Cuba, and always keep the people poor. We hear Cuba got so much minerals and so much gold and so much things, riches still. Although they don't take a lot out of them. Why the people can't come together? Whosoever come together with our Caribbean people. You understand? I know some of the people in Cuba brainwashed, you know. Some of them brainwashed with a lot of things too. So we got maybe Caribbean people going, you know, they don't want it, they're gonna try to fight back and try to think, and it's for their good. Because they will think that we come in India can take out whatever. Anyway, I will like to see the situation of Cuba change, man. I will like to see it, man. We are a Caribbean people, and one country in the Caribbean so poor and poverty, I do not think it's good enough for our black brothers and sisters in Cuba. I mean, in Cuba. And Haiti in the same situation too. Haiti in the same situation too. I do not know where we could go there and do for Haiti. You understand? Because the same thing happening here, Cuba is almost the same thing happening to Haiti. You understand? So we just want the Caribbean people to come together and work on a democratic process to Haiti. He's Haiti went to Haiti. And then the Cuban ally and everything come together as one with the Caribbean and get peace, man. You want peace in the world, man. Yeah. And if I believe that if they end up in that situation, we come to the Caribbean, come as one. I believe things will work out. All right then.
All right, caller. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. That one got people up in arms, boy.
In the words of the Haitian protesters, democracy, democracy.
There we go.
There we go. Yikes.
Let's see. Let's see what else we can talk about for the region. That because I think all the regional news ain't so great today.
Yeah, it's a regional thing today. Regional theme.
Right, you know.
It's been a busy.
It's a regional theme. Oh, let me change my theme to match the regional theme.
Chaos? Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thank you.
So, let's talk about Choksi, who has been granted bail by the Dominican High Court. A High Court judge on Monday granted the Indian bond. A High Court judge on Monday granted the Indian-born Antigua and Barbuda citizen.
Love it.
Whoever write this wanted to fight. I'll read it again just because it sweet me. A High Court judge on Monday granted the Indian-born Antigua and Barbuda citizen Mehul Choksi 10,000 EC dollar bail, so as to allow him to travel back to Antigua and Barbuda for medical treatment.
Back to his home?
Love it. Love it.
So, Choksi, who is 62, has been held in remand at Dominica China Friendship Hospital. I don't really like that name. Just feels so preschoolish. But it has pleaded not guilty to the charge of illegally entering the island in late May, claiming that he had been kidnapped in Antigua and taken to Dominica on May 23rd. I still just... the grammar that they choose to use for these things always blows my mind, because he's claiming to be kidnapped. I mean... anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so Choksi is also wanted by the Indian authorities in relation to a multi-billion-dollar bank fraud, a charge he has since denied. One of his attorneys, Julian Prevost, said that Justice Bernie Stevenson had agreed to the request of the defense after hearing arguments filed by both parties in the matter. He said that the High Court had taken into consideration that Dominica does not have the medical services which the client requires. He said that the judge also granted bail so Choksi could travel back to Antigua and Barbuda. He has to return to Dominica to hear his matter of illegal entry if it continues. They further added that he is seriously ill and he needs medical attention, which is not available in Dominica.
Yep.
He has had to deposit some money as bail in the sum of EC $10,000, and soon after that he will take off to go to Antigua. The attorney says, "I am not a doctor, I just know he needs neurological intervention." The maximum penalty is 5,000.
What if the flight don't make it to Antigua?
Listen, right?
If the flight is going to
and these are things I'm thinking about.
Doing this.
No, but it's in his best interest, I think, to go back to Antigua.
Yes.
I mean, why you not kidnap me again?
Yeah.
No, they ain't gonna do it.
No, but what I'm saying, you were saying I was thinking maybe suppose on his flight back he decides, no, I have the money and the whatever else you need to disappear.
Antigua is the best place to go.
Is it?
Yes. This is so high profile now, right?
Yeah. Going anywhere else would raise some massive flags.
And it's gonna be difficult for anybody in Antigua to do anything. Like, this man has charges to answer in Dominica, I think, like
India.
There's a reason why they didn't just extradite this man from the start, right? So, and that might be just to protect their interest in terms of the CBI program or whatever it is. But they ain't gonna kidnap him twice.
I would literally.
I mean,
because what are the chances?
I'm just still trying to wrap my head. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that he's charged with illegal entry because he was kidnapped. So if I'm kidnapped and I am flown to a different country, your focus is to charge me, the kidnapped.
Well, the charge is there. The police charge him, so you have to answer the charges.
Right, but my whole thing is, where are the kidnappers? Where is the focus on the kidnappers?
Yeah.
No. The thing that blows my mind is all of these articles and all of these, legal reports and statements are constantly saying he was charged with illegal entry because he stated he was kidnapped. If the man get kidnapped, where are the kidnappers and why are they not being charged with illegal entry into the country and human trafficking?
We keep saying, right? Like, allegedly the police was there to meet the boat. So who else was on the boat? He was the only person on the boat.
The boat was coming anyway. How the police know the boat was coming anyway?
He was the only person on this boat that came from Antigua.
Yes.
Okay.
The boat was autopiloted to go straight to this specific beach, which was waiting for a police officer. And my whole thing is how is a kidnapped individual? I mean, if I'm kidnapped and I'm put on a boat, and let's just say I'm magically on the boat by myself, am I not going to try to commandeer the boat and go back somewhere?
No, the man is not a captain. You want the man?
Yeah, but I'm kidnapped, so I'm going to try to escape. So my whole thing is, listen, this is just a joke, to be quite honest, because this just, I mean,
what the hell?
The thing is, he kind of missed it because, to be honest, it probably would have been in his best interest to just plead guilty and to illegal entry, because most likely would be a fine and thing. But he can't afford to say that he went there illegally.
No,
Yep.
So he has to face the charges. It's like such a weird like situation to be in because he could manfully just plead guilty. He has the money to be able to say like, okay, what is the fine? Here's the fine. Send me back to Antigua now. But
because his legal team,
charges, you know.
No, that's what I'm
his
saying.
legal team
like,
said
that's what I'm saying.
that the maximum penalty for illegal entry is $5,000. So I think $5,000 EC dollars is something he could lift up easy.
I mean, he
so
paid a 10,000. Well, maybe he paid 10,000.
His legal team is saying the maximum penalty is 5,000 EC for what he is charged with.
Right,
illegal entry.
I think it's more than just paying for it. I think it's a bigger thing.
No, Jade, illegal entry, you pay the fine and they send you back.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying I feel like the reason he's not paying the fine and just being like, okay, just let me just take the charges, a bigger reason. Like I don't know what the reason is.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's difficult because he's been saying that he's been kidnapped. He can.
So if he accepts the charge, then he accepts that he entered the country illegally.
Right.
Kidnapped. The man was like,
so as much as it'd be easy for him to just like plead guilty, deal with it, and go back about his business, he in a very weird situation.
Next thing they kidnap the man again.
Well, truthfully, like I said, I don't think kidnapping him is going to be the next alternative because I'm going to now wonder what's going to happen to him on his route back to Antigua.
Like he's in a political issue.
I'm sure it's just some money he's allegedly stole.
Right. So like the whole thing is that plane took too long to land in Dominica. That's what messed up all this here. The plane, yes, the plane land, but 3 days late.
It probably.
So so it might not even be the plane fault. It might be whoever was supposed to pay. Whoever was supposed to pay the plane, the money coming too late, and the pilot decide, "Bah, watch me moving till I get my money."
As right.
Or even so, it could also be that the kidnapping happened too late because they was waiting on the beach for him. So
yeah, they're probably on the beach like this man is 5 o'clock. What's going on?
Right. They had him. That's why they had to take him to. That's why they had to take him to the prison. You know. Remember, like all this is so clear because they take him to the prison. They take him to the prison, and it's like only like 4 or 5 days later when somebody recognizes that that's where he be. They actually charge him with illegal entry because they got to justify having him.
They have to.
Some timing. This was all calculated, and it was supposed to go certain way, and it didn't happen. So now they had to
the plane land late, and I'm telling you, the plane land late because whoever was supposed to pay, they didn't pay.
Because remember,
so pay me now or me moving.
He was supposed to go. He was supposed to get kidnapped in Antigua, brought to Dominica. The police or whoever was supposed to just take him to the plane.
Yeah, the police were supposed to receive him. So if anybody see, it looks like an arrest, and they escort him straight to the airport and gone. But it didn't happen. So now it's just like, oh my gosh, we have this person and we can't hold him for too long. So
remember the plane was actually there.
Illegal entry, man.
The plane was actually in Dominica. The plane came after Chuxi thing, you know. So the plane was supposed to just come in, pick him up and go, but the plane was late.
Because the man say, hey, move until he get you money.
Boom bang.
So, you know, can hire us for your legal investigations.
The ILNT investigative team?
Let's the plane.
Yes.
We should do more of these, you know. We should do more.
We're going to call this segment Investigation.
I love it. I love it.
On this segment of Investigation, we discuss the Chuxi matter.
And then, you know, we have to have like the tea pouring sound after. We got it. We're going to work it. No, we're serious, you know, because we have a lot of things to investigate.
Right?
No, just don't.
And we could use the V in investigation as the teacup.
And then at the end of it, we just say, allegedly.
Allegedly, boy. Yeah, me too. Want them kidnapping next year.
Truthfully, this story is wild. I am personally, for lack of a better word, enjoying following it because I'm just interested. Like, I'm so fascinated by what happens next, and the developments is like just insane. Like it's just one arbitrary thing after the next, and it's interesting because now. The first thing after reading this, my mind goes to what's going to happen on that flight or boat from Dominica to Antigua. Is he going to arrive? Is he going to arrive alive? Is he going to go somewhere else? is he going to arrive and then vanish? Like, there's so many avenues, and I'm really interested to see what's happening next, because this all just sounds like a real life live Netflix series.
Oh boy. Well, here we go again.
Listen.
This thing. Hey, and this is like.
I hope Netflix
This is
following,
like.
you know.
This is like the gift that keeps on giving.
Because every time we get a story,
it just take it to a next level.
Yes, it's like. Cause I tell you, the first day I hear this, the first time when we had his attorney that we had on Cross Caribbean, when he broke down that first part of the case, I was like, huh? this ain't really like adding up. This matching. And then we read a story how like some of the one of the kidnappers.
The torturers, sorry.
Yes, the torturers were Kittitian.
Don't mix him in what he ain't do, okay?
Yes, one of them were Kittitian. And then we found out about the plane and the fact that they had him in Dominica for days while Gaston in Antigua talking about
he's still here.
we don't know where he is, but we try to find him.
He's still here.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
No. Ain't nothing wrong with a little kidnapping.
Kevon, Azem just really in love with a song that one of our callers reminded him about. Oh, dog.
Yeah, that caller there was quick to me up. So they got a little bit of killing down there. me saying they got a little bit of killing.
Boy, so she said, I was like, huh? She just laid it in like, yeah, just a little bit of killing, like, you know. A little razzle-dazzle. Like.
We have the best callers and viewers
like, what?
in the world. I ain't give anybody's the best.
Bro. Take this last call before we wrap up.
Good morning, caller 11 LNT. We're about to wrap up, so please be brief.
Good morning. Has the gentleman established in court that he was not kidnapped?
No, we understand why they're saying he's allegedly kidnapped. You know, we just find it very funny.
Okay. You're thinking it is safe for him to go back to Antigua. Some weeks ago, a journalist from Belarus, on his way to another country, the aircraft was forced to land in Belarus.
Exactly, and this is why I said I'm fascinated to see what's going to happen.
Yeah,
depending on whether he leaves Dominica for Antigua by air, according to what route the aircraft takes, it will pass through Venezuelan airspace.
Yep.
The Isle of Bird Island. The Venezuelan make claim to it. And so that aircraft is possible to pass through Venezuelan airspace. What happens if the aircraft is forced down by Venezuelan forces and Venezuela, in concert with its Chinese friends, in concert with their Indian friends, make it difficult for him to get back to Antigua.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the point I was making. I don't know if the plane will reach Antigua. That's it.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier. I think it's so interesting because what happens between Dominica and Antigua is now the new spotlight. Because even if he does get there, on what circumstances, we have no idea what could happen during that flight.
No, but I mean, okay, if he gets back, he going back to Dominica for medical treatment, until he's able to go back to Dominica for his hearing, right? Like, I think if he gets to Antigua, they're gonna just have to let this year die up by.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you see how Gaston had to be discussing this in Parliament and all kind of thing, like, ain't a good look. I think that that's what I'm saying, because the plane, who knows, when the plane in the ear, I don't think, well, let me not say that, because there's now a question of whether or not Chuxi is actually a marine navigator, so perhaps he's a pilot as well. We don't know.
The man got skills, eh?
But
the man got skills,
but the belief is that he won't be the one actually flying the plane.
The belief.
So who knows where the plane going?
The belief. Because remember, the belief was that he didn't captain the boat, but then, you know, he got charged with illegal entry. Him alone.
I say, there ain't nothing wrong with the little kidnapping.
This going to be the remix to that song, you know.
We call 50 by 50. Big up yourself, by.
It's going to be the remix to this song, by.
50. Big up GVM one time.
Yep, definitely. Because Azem loves this song, boy.
Come on, Jade. You can't tell me that song ain't just...
You got a little vibes. You can't say nothing.
That song does make you want to do bad things. It does.
No.
It doesn't mean you should, but it inspires the feelings.
Azem, you and your bad deeds, it's time to go home.
Not me, no. I don't know.
We have actually next...
I'm able to manage my emotions.
You are?
Yes.
Oh, nice. The NIA has a sitting next, so hopefully everybody in there is able to manage theirs as well.
Manage their emotions?
Yes.
Highly unlikely.
Highly. However, we will hope for the best. We will hope for the best, boy.
Yeah, but guys, we're gonna call it... Ooh. Yeah, somebody saying we're writing the movie scripts. We could actually do that.
Yeah, hire us, please.
I tell her we just need to just do it, you know. Get the script written, link up with our own movie director, and then we find out.
I want to play Chucksy, please.
Take us home. I'm not entertaining.
I don't care because I just need to be able to react to these moments. Like
indeed. Like when you realize you're being kidnapped, the face.
Carry us home.
Oh boy!
When I reach on the beach in Dominica, I need it.
Oh boy, guys!
Me telling you all I need medical attention.
Okay, I think casting is complete for Chucksy. The role of Chucksy is.
There we go.
Kevon, Hanley.
Thank you.
Oh boy! But guys, we're gonna have to bid you guys adieu. It's been a pleasure. Thank everybody who called in, everybody who comments, everybody who is a part of the community here at Island TV. We really appreciate you being here with us daily. If this is the first time, we apologize, but come back. Guys, so yeah, remember you could always check us out on Facebook and YouTube if you want to see Kevon and Jade's pretty face. My face is covered by hair, a band, and shades, so I won't bring myself into that.
Mine doesn't get me in trouble.
We'll discuss that tomorrow.
We shall.
But you can find us on YouTube and Facebook at WINNMedia SKN. You could also check out what's happening with us on Island T SKN. We've got some really cool clips. I feel we have some today to post.
Oh, definitely.
Oh boy. And remember, nobody's saying they ain't got a little bit of killing, okay? We're going to hear now from...
I have a better remembrance. I have something better for them to remember before we get to Kevon. Tomorrow we actually is speaking to Dr. Dasima Martin, guys. So, you know, come on over.
Yes.
We're speaking about health and her career and all the nice things. So, you know, join us.
Sweet.
Join us. Yes.
Sweet. Yes. So yeah, guys. Before we go, remember to deal with your everyone you deal with grace and love. A little bit of understanding. We need to stop being so combative. I think that's something that I've been witnessing the last couple of weeks. So yeah, we're gonna hear now from the Duke of Frigate Bay himself, the Forsaker Papi, Fet Von, the one and only Chapstick Don, budding acting superstar, already casted for the role of Chucksy in the upcoming film. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit.
Stop! Kevon.
That gonna be the opening song.
Kevon Hanley.
Remember that you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mother. See you tomorrow.